All right, we should be getting pretty close now. I've noted this in the past. The bloodbath phase, in basically in any asset, they generally run 5 to 7 days. Sometimes they can run a little longer, but I'd say mostly 90-95% of them run about 5 to 7 days. I start counting when a support zone gets broken. This is the euro, obviously. I'm going to count this as the support zone right here. So this was day 1. So we're on day 6. Obviously the day isn't over yet, so we don't know what this candle is going to look like, but if it ends the day the same way it looks this morning, then we've got a narrow range day that's kind of closed right at or will open and close at basically the same level. That can be a bottoming candle. We'll have to wait and see if we get a swing tomorrow, but I hear things like, the charts look bearish. Well, of course they do. Every intermediate cycle in history, the charts look bearish. That's what intermediate cycles do. They get people bearish, and then when you get into the final selling panic, the bloodbath phase, everybody becomes despondent. They don't see any possible way that the market can turn. The fundamentals are confirming for them that price can only go down forever. And then you run out of sellers and the price turns and goes back up, and then 2 months later it's the exact opposite. There's no way that price can ever turn and go back down. The fundamentals have changed. So it's the same thing at every single one of these. The vast majority of people give in to their emotions. They panic, they sell during this bloodbath phase because their emotions tell them that price can't bottom and can't go back up, and they come up with or manufacture reasons for why the fundamentals will prevent the market from ever bottoming and turning. But it always does. So this is the euro. Now let me switch over to gold. Same thing here. We've got our bloodbath phase. This was our break of the support zone. We've got another a strong follow-through day, and then we've had kind of what looks to be kind of a coil right here. We've hit a support zone, this pivot right here. So this is a potential spot where we could bottom. I really don't think we're going to come down and test this pivot. I think we're probably about there. We're 6 days into this bloodbath phase in gold as well. Again, we'd have to wait and see how the day closes. We may have another day or two yet before the final bottom, but we're getting very close, and traders are getting very despondent. They can't see any way that gold can turn and go back up. But if I widen this chart out, you can see, and I've said this many times in the past, the cartel is they're gonna win a lot of battles, but they're not gonna win the war. So the same thing is happening here at 2,000 that happened at 1,000. The financial system, the governments, they have a vested interest in trying to keep metals suppressed to try and keep inflation in check. And we had a huge battle here at 1,000 back in 08 and 09, trying to keep gold suppressed below that. So the cartel was winning the battles, but they didn't win the war, because eventually gold broke out above 1,000. Then it made almost 100% run to close to 2,000. Now the battle's at 2,000. The cartel's trying to stop gold from getting above 2,000, and they're winning the battles. And they'll probably, I'm going to suggest there's going to be one more battle here. They'll probably win that too, but they're not going to win the war. Gold is going to break out above 2,000 just like it did above 1,000, and this time I think the move will be even bigger. So this run went from 1,000 to almost 2,000. When we get this breakout above 2,000, I think we're going to at least 5,000 and maybe higher. Maybe we'll get the bubble phase of the bull market once this breaks out. But it's still a bit early in this 8-year cycle, so I tend to think that when we get this bottom, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen this week, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, but sometime this week, then all of the people that gave up and gave into their emotions and thought that gold can only go down, then this is going to turn. It's going to go back up. We built a lot of fuel here. I think it's probably going to come back up and test this 2,000 to 2,100 range again, similar to how we tested this 4 times down here. The cartel will probably win another battle, stop this from the breakout above 2,000, and we may have to come back down again. And 8-year cycle lows can often test this 200-week moving average. You can see it did it here, and then as we started the bear market, of course, we broke below it, turned the 200-week moving average back down, but we're back above that now. So there's nothing here that suggests that gold is in a bear market at all. We're just continuing to build out this handle of this really large cup, and then the handle, the consolidation phase here. We're building out this handle. The cartel is trying to keep gold pinned below 2,000. They've won the first 2 battles here. There's probably going to be another battle here when we get the next intermediate advance, and then we'll probably have another move back down to test this 200-week moving average, and then I think they'll lose the war on the next one. So I'm kind of anticipating 3 lost battles here at 2,000, and then on maybe the 4th battle, I think the cartel loses the war and gold breaks out, and that may be our 8-year cycle lows, the next intermediate cycle low. So I don't really think we're going to get a breakout above, a sustained breakout above 2,000 during this next intermediate rally, but we can make some good money from this bottom to another test of 2,000 or 2,100 here before going back down and maybe getting a full test, or even maybe a marginal break below this 200-week moving average. I think that would be our 8-year cycle low, and then I think we're off to the races. So we're getting a buying opportunity to add to your physical gold and physical silver here. I think we'll get maybe one more opportunity, maybe in the early spring, and then at that point I think we are off to the races, and the cartel is going to lose this battle at 2,000, and when they do, I think the run will be much bigger than this run that happened once the cartel lost the war here at 1,000. So we're getting close. Sometime this week we're going to put in our bottom.